Yes.
I have a question, and thank you so much.
You're not a reporter, though.
No, I'm
okay.
just
Go
a
ahead.
normal person.
Go ahead.
Okay. So.
And you're from here?
Yes, I live in Collier County.
Okay.
I have 3 children. 2 are in college. 1 is in grade school.
Okay.
And my concern would be for our youth, for our college-age kids. One of my children are at FGCU. And she's studying accounting, so it's not like she's a gender studies major or anything goofy where she's not going to get a job, right? So she gets a job in accounting, presumably in a year. So how do I keep her here but get her off my payroll? And, right? Because she loves it here, and she wants to stay here, and she's lived here for 8 years. But the pricing, especially in Collier County, is astronomical, even for an apartment. Does this bill address those situations?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so they benefit from it as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you're looking at having more availability of things like apartments.
Okay.
So people that are just starting out, particularly people in their early to mid-20s, can work a job, and there are opportunities for jobs here, which is the good thing.
Yeah.
You know, the bad thing is is that going to be affordable? And so you're now in a situation where you have much more incentives to provide for the market to deliver those types of units. You know, some of this stuff, it's if you look at kind of the inflation really hit housing across the country, even in parts of the country that have hemorrhaged residents, like San Francisco and these places. They still saw housing spike because, you know, they messed with the supply chain. There was a whole bunch of other stuff. The inflation and all that was reflected in that. But I think that for Florida, we had to deal with the inflation because of what the Fed was doing, what Congress was doing, and the Biden administration. But then we also just had really, and still have, intense demand. And so our demand, unlike a San Francisco where the demand went down because people are leaving, our demand is higher, people go up. So that just adds to the upward pressure as well. So I'd like to see them get inflation under control. That would help with housing and everything, of course. And it's not just housing costs when you look at costs of living. Think about how much more expensive groceries are today than they were just a few years ago. I mean, it's gone up dramatically. That impacts the ability of folks to be able to make ends meet. But at the end of the day, you need the supply to catch up with the demand. And I think this bill really helps push that forward. And it's important because you shouldn't have to move to another state or something just to be able to have a job and make it all work. We want you to be able to do that here in the state of Florida. And, you know, if you're in one of our state universities in particular, we're proud of the fact that we've not allowed tuition to increase since I've been governor, and even many years before that. So you're going, and as a Florida resident, you're talking about $6,000, $6,500, somewhere in there for tuition at these universities. You cannot find that anywhere else in the country. We have the most affordable public higher education in America by far. And the thing is we're delivering high quality. The University of Florida just recently got ranked, I think last year it hit number 5 in the country for public universities. So you have Berkeley, Michigan, UCLA, Virginia, and then Florida was number 5. We used to be like 20 to 25, 10, 20 years ago in terms of public universities. And so you see that. You've seen Florida State. You've seen USF. A lot of that has happened. So it isn't like we're skimping on quality. We've increased the quality, but said, you know what? People should not have to have their entire future mortgaged just to be able to get a degree. I mean, that didn't used to be the case many years ago, and it seems like in the last 30 years or so, it's become this cottage industry where these kids are supposed to take out all these loans. They end up $100,000 in debt. And look, if you're going to be an engineer from MIT, you're going to be able to handle that debt. That's not going to be an issue. But if you're doing zombie studies, well, guess what? You're not going to necessarily be in a great spot for that. So what we're doing is saying it needs to be affordable, and combined with Bright Futures, combine in-state tuition, all those things that we have available, you really don't need to go into debt at all. If you're a Florida resident, you can go and maybe you work a part-time job or something, but that's honestly, I did that. That was good. It's good to be able to do that. So we're proud of that, and we think that that's got to be affordable. That helps our young people be able to start fresh and not have to worry about the crushing burden of these student loans. And I just think that these loans, what a lot of these universities have done, they haven't increased the quality of the education with all the loan money. They raise tuition, they get more money because they know the students will just have to take out more loans, and then they increase the administrative bloat of the universities. So you look in the last 30 years, the administration and these positions have increased dramatically. And what have they done to contribute to the quality of the education? Very little. And in fact, in many cases, they've made it worse. That's why we're doing things in Florida with the help of the legislature, like eliminating this DEI. We're just going to take it out because it's ideology. It's not treating people equally. It's imposing ideology, and we don't want to do that. Okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. God bless. We'll see you soon.